Hey, dance marathoners. I'm Cassie Gaines. Before I start, I would like to say thank you to Amy for giving me the opportunity to speak to you guys. And before we start, I also want you to go into this with an open mind and definitely an open heart. Anyhow, to give you a good reason why you should listen to me or at least spend your time watching this video, is because when I was a senior in high school, Hannah Jacobs, which is Amy's little sister, she asked me to help her be like co-president of the first annual Plymouth Dance Marathon at Plymouth High School, and I definitely agreed. I think she asked me because I was a little bit older and I had a little bit of experience running school clubs, but I think it was also because I was a Riley kid and that I understood what it was like and how important Riley is in lives. And yeah, so it's been something that has grown tremendously there, and I'm really proud to say that I'm a part of it, and I'm really honored to get the opportunity to talk to you guys. So I get what it's like to be in your shoes, but I also get what it's like to be in a Riley kid's shoes. When I was 10, I was diagnosed with arthritis. My actual diagnosis is juvenile rheumatoid polyarticular idiopathic psoriatic arthritis. A little bit of a mouthful, but now that I'm currently a college student, I look back at those days and I'm just like, wow. There are so many ways that I could have taken, but I'm here, and I think about the fact that had I not been to Riley, I would be in a wheelchair right now. I wouldn't have been able to dance or play softball or be a cheerleader or choreograph for my choir. I wouldn't have been able to do any of those things. But it's not so much the physical part that I took away from Riley. It was more of who I am. And I know you don't know me, and I don't know you, but I know that you will understand that I would not be here or who I am had it not been for the impact that those who worked at Riley had on me. I'm a very special person. Personally, I don't look back and when at my diagnosis and when it happened, and I don't look back and say, why me? When I have to tell people on the occasion that I have arthritis, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're so young. And I'm like, no. Why are you sorry? If anything, this has made me a better person, and it has molded me into the woman that I am now. I'm not just saying that, oh, having arthritis is good for people and everybody should have it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that disease is great, and I'm not saying that handicaps are awesome. What I'm saying is that there's an impact that others can have on you. An impact that you might not have had a scenario not happen in your life. Let me put it into perspective for you. I want you all to close your eyes. Now, imagine telling somebody that you work at Riley's Children's Hospital. And you can imagine their reaction being, wow, that's so awesome. That takes such a special person. You feel good, don't you? You feel like that special person. Now open your eyes. What I'm telling you is that you don't have to work at Riley to be that special person. The group of you are very lucky because you have the opportunity to get to kids that don't always feel left apart, don't always feel good about themselves. They don't feel enough. Let me remind you that I know what that feels like. I know the power that you guys have. And that power is something to get passionate about. Think about when just your average everyday kid, you spend 1 minute asking them how their day is, or telling them that they have a cool shirt, and they're like, oh, they are so awesome. They look at you like that. And they believe in their hearts that you are something to be looked up to. Something so incredibly special. I want you to look at those kids like that little kid looked at you. Because they are. They might be different. They might not be your average kid, but they are perfectly who they are. No one could live their life any perfectly than they do. No one can go through what they go through any perfectly than they do. And for once in their lives, they need to feel like they're worth it. That they're not the center of attention because of their disabilities or their handicaps, or because someone feels bad for them, but because someone thinks that they're worth something. They want to feel awesome. And you guys have the power to do that. To bring that awesome into their lives. You have to look at those kids and make them feel awesome. And that's not easy. But what I want you to know is that you as a person you're so incredibly special. The reason you're sitting in those seats is because you have the ability to make a difference, and you have the desire to do so. You know, I don't want to change lives. I don't want to change the world by standing on a stage and at one moment I change everybody's lives. I want to individually, personally change lives, and you guys have the opportunity to do that. You make this connection with this kid, and you get to make them so much different, better than maybe they feel now. You have the ability to make them feel like rock stars. You have the ability to change their life. That one day down the road, they're going to look back and they're going to be like, that person changed my life. You're about to do that. Do you realize? You're about to change somebody's life. And I hope that you take the opportunity and you take the time and the care to do so, and to do it extravagantly. Because one day, they're going to be searching for a reason to feel enough, to feel like they're worth something. And you gave them that reason. You're going to look back and said, I'm awesome because this person thinks so. This person spent time and they wouldn't do it if I wasn't worth something. You're going to do that. And one day down the road, you might come across that person and you're going to see it. But most likely, you never will. But you just have to know in your heart that you did something good that day. And I'm telling you now that you did. Because you're already in the right place. And you're going to change somebody's life.